something. I did tell you something. I did not know who I was without Starbucks. I tell you something. I did not know who I was without Starbucks. Tell you something. I did not know who I tell you something. I did not know who I was without Starbucks. I did not know who I was without exhausting myself towards some imagined future.
Let's get it. remember, yes, I remember it all. Swear the hype is too tall. So like September, I fall down below. Now I know that the medicine be on call. Yeah. It's feeling like you hot enough to melt. Yeah. Can't trust no one, can't even trust yourself. Yeah. Love you, I don't love nobody else. Yeah. Tell them make them take that bullshit elsewhere. Self-care. I'm treating me right. Yeah. Hell yeah. We're gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. I switch the time zone. What do I know? Spending nights hitchhiking wherever I go. I can fly home with my eyes closed. But it can kinda hard to see, it's no surprise though. You can find me, I ain't hiding. I don't know my feet when I be gliding. I just slide it, and then I roll out. Yeah, I've been reading them signs. I've been losing shit elsewhere. Self-care. We're gonna be good. Hell yeah. Ain't letting me I switched the time zone. What do I know? Spending nights hitchhiking wherever I go.
I don't see that.
Part 1, Chapter 1 of The Idiot. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Martin Giesen. The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Translated by Eva M. Martin. Part 1, Chapter 1. Towards the end of November, during a thaw, at 9 o'clock one morning, a train on the Warsaw and Petersburg Railway was approaching the latter city at full speed. The morning was so damp and misty that it was only with great difficulty that the day succeeded in breaking, and it was impossible to distinguish anything more than a few yards away from the carriage windows. Some of the passengers by this particular train were returning from abroad, but the third-class carriages were the best filled, chiefly with insignificant persons of various occupations and degrees, picked up at the different stations near a town. All of them seemed weary, and most of them had sleepy eyes and a shivering expression, while their complexions generally appeared to have taken on the colour of the fog outside. When day dawned, two passengers in one of the third-class carriages found themselves opposite each other. Both were young.
En politiattest brukes ofte i forbindelse med jobb, studie eller vis. Opplysningene bruker
And both were evidently anxious to start a conversation. If they had but known why at this particular moment they were both remarkable persons, they would undoubtedly have wondered at the strange chance which had set them down opposite to one another in a third-class carriage of the Warsaw Railway Company. One of them was a young fellow of about 27, not tall, with black curling hair and small grey fiery eyes. His nose was broad and flat, and he had high cheekbones. His thin lips were constantly compressed into an impudent, ironical, it might almost be called a malicious smile. But his forehead was high and well-formed, and atoned for a good deal of the ugliness of the lower part of his face. A special feature of this physiognomy was its death-like pallor, which gave to the whole man an indescribably emaciated appearance, in spite of his hard look, and at the same time a sort of passionate and suffering expression, which did not harmonize with his impudent, sarcastic smile and keen, self-satisfied bearing. He wore a large fur, or rather Astrakhan, overcoat, which had kept him warm all night, while his neighbour had been obliged to bear the full severity of a Russian November night entirely unprepared. His wide sleeveless mantle with a large cape to it, the sort of cloak one sees upon travellers during the winter months in Switzerland or North Italy, was by no means adapted to the long, cold journey through Russia from Eidkunen to St. Petersburg. The wearer of this cloak was a young fellow also of about 26 or 27 years of age, slightly above the middle height, very fair, with a thin, pointed and very light-coloured beard. His eyes were large and blue, and had an intent look about them, yet that heavy expression, which some people affirm to be a peculiarity, as well as evidence, of an epileptic subject. His face was decidedly a pleasant one for all that, refined, but quite colourless, except for the circumstance that at this moment it was blue with cold. He held a bundle made up of an old faded silk handkerchief that apparently contained all his travelling wardrobe, and wore thick shoes and gaiters, his whole appearance being very un-Russian. His black-haired neighbour inspected these peculiarities, having nothing better to do, and at length remarked, with that rude enjoyment of the discomforts of others which the common classes so often show, "Cold?" "Very," said his neighbour readily, "and this is a thaw too. Fancy if it had been a hard frost. I never thought it would be so cold in the old country. I've grown quite out of the way of it." "What, been abroad, I suppose?" "Yes, straight from Switzerland." "Phew, my goodness!" The black-haired young fellow whistled, then laughed. The conversation proceeded. The readiness of the fair-haired young man in the cloak to answer all his opposite neighbour's questions was surprising. He seemed to have no suspicion of any impertinence or inappropriateness in the fact of such questions being put to him. Replying to them, he made known to the inquirer that he certainly had been long absent from Russia, more than 4 years, that he had been sent abroad for his health, that he had suffered from some strange nervous malady, a kind of epilepsy with convulsive spasms. His interlocutor burst out laughing several times at his answers, and more than ever, when to the question whether he had been cured, the patient replied, "No, they did not cure me." "Ha, that's it. You stumped up your money for nothing, and we believe in those fellows here," remarked the black-haired individual sarcastically. "Gospel truth, sir, gospel truth," exclaimed another passenger, a shabbily dressed man of about 40, who looked like a clerk, and possessed a red nose and a very blotchy face. "Gospel truth. All they do is get hold of our good Russian money, free, gratis, and for nothing." "Oh, but you're quite wrong in my particular instance," said the Swiss patient quietly. "Of course I can't argue the matter because I know only my own case, but my doctor gave me money, and he had very little, to pay my journey back, besides having kept me at his own expense while there for nearly 2 years. "Why, was there no one else to pay for you?" asked the black-haired one. "No, Mr. Pavlichev, who had been supporting me there, died a couple of years ago. I wrote to Mrs. General Yepanchin at the time. She is a distant relative of mine, but she did not answer my letter, and so eventually I came back. And where have you come to? That is, where am I going to stay? I really don't quite know yet. Both the listeners laughed again. I suppose your whole setup is in that bundle, then? Asked the first. I bet anything it is, exclaimed the red-nosed passenger with extreme satisfaction, and that he has precious little in the luggage van. Though, of course, poverty is no crime. We must remember that. It appeared that it was indeed as they had surmised. The young fellow hastened to admit the fact with wonderful readiness. Your bundle has some importance, however, continued the clerk when they had laughed their fill. It was observable that the subject of their mirth joined in the laughter when he saw them laughing. For though I dare say it is not stuffed full of Friedrich Dor and Louis Dor, judge from your costume and gaiters, still, if you can add to your possessions such a valuable property as a relation like Mrs. General Yepanchin, then your bundle becomes a significant object at once. That is, of course, if you really are a relative of Mrs. Yepanchin's, and have not made a little error through, well, absence of mind, which is very common to human beings, or say, through a too luxuriant fancy. Oh, you are right again, said the fair-haired traveller, for I really am almost wrong when I say she and I are related. She is hardly a relation at all. So little, in fact, that I was not in the least surprised to have no answer to my letter. I expected as much. You spent your postage for nothing, then? You are candid, however, and that is commendable. Mrs. Yepanchin, oh yes, a most eminent person. I know her. As for Mr. Pavlichev, who supported you in Switzerland, I know him too. At least if it was to Nikolai Andreevich of that name. A fine fellow he was, and had a property of 4,000 souls in his day. Yes, Nikolai Andreevich, that was his name. And the young fellow looked earnestly and with curiosity at the all-knowing gentleman with the red nose. This sort of character is met with pretty frequently in a certain class. They are people who know everyone. That is, they know where a man is employed, what his salary is, whom he knows, whom he married, what money his wife had, who are his cousins and second cousins, etc., etc. These men generally have about £100 a year to live on, and they spend their whole time and talents in the amassing of this style of knowledge, which they reduce or raise to the standard of a science. During the latter part of the conversation, the black-haired young man had become very impatient. He stared out of the window and fidgeted, and evidently longed for the end of the journey. He was very absent. He would appear to listen and heard nothing, and he would laugh of a sudden, evidently with no idea of what he was laughing about. "Excuse me," said the red-nosed man to the young fellow with the bundle, rather suddenly. "Whom have I the honour to be talking to?" "Prince Lьов Nikolaevich Myshkin," replied the latter with perfect readiness. "Prince Myshkin? Lьov Nikolaevich? I don't know, I'm sure. I may say I have never heard of such a person," said the clerk thoughtfully. "At least the name, I admit, is historical. Karamzin must mention the family name, of course, in his history, but as an individual, one never hears of any Prince Myshkin nowadays." "Of course not," replied the prince. "There are none except myself. I believe I am the last and only one. As to my forefathers, they have always been a poor lot. My own father was a sub-lieutenant in the army. I don't know how Mrs. Yepanchin comes into the Myshkin family, but she is descended from the Princess Myshkin, and she too is the last of her line." "And did you learn science